Hello everyone. I am so excited to be here on the 4th of July. I'm going to check and make sure things are going properly, because when I was screwing around with this earlier, it was not. And so I want to make sure that I'm actually where I think I am and that I'm the right direction. Yay! Okay, I looked at myself on my iPad and I appear to be landscape mode. So if I'm not landscape mode, let me know, because I was having some issues with it earlier trying to figure that out. So, hello Diane, happy 4th of July to you, and same to you, Julie. It's very exciting. I'm so glad to see everybody come on here. I was really kind of worried that people would be like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's the 4th of July. Oh, my friend Kelly just said I look great. Thanks, Kelly. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'm not doing anything. Perhaps there's other people that aren't doing anything either. Maybe it's not just me who doesn't want to partake in festivities of the 4th of July. I used to when my kids were younger, you know, we'd go do a 4th of July fun, family, whatever. But I don't know, as we've gotten older and they've doing their own thing, and I don't know, the crowds and the fiasco of trying to get out of something like that when it's done, I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And maybe there'll be other people that don't want to do it either. So yay, there's people out here that don't want to do, well, and maybe I shouldn't say that. I mean, obviously fireworks aren't going to be starting for a number of hours. At least here in Sheridan, Wyoming, the fireworks show, the big display, won't be going on until 10. So I technically would still have time to get there to watch it if I wanted to, but I don't. So anyway, hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm so excited. I've got some fun things to show you. A couple projects with, well, actually all my projects are with Designer Series paper tonight, because we have a huge special going on this month. Buy 3, get 1 free of our select Designer Series papers. And I will show you those when I flip the camera over so that you can actually see them. Some of you may already have some of them. They're amazing. They're in the catalog, of course, and you can look at them online as well. So the projects that I'm going to be doing are DSP projects. So yeah. Update on Mom. She got out of the rehab facility last Monday. My brother flew up from Tucson to stay with her. He is actually leaving tomorrow, and she's a little bit scared to be left alone, which she's not completely alone. My dad lives there. I know this is going to probably be TMI, people, but my parents are divorced, but they live in the same house, mostly, you know, to share expenses, to, you know, have somebody else there, which it's a little bit more beneficial for my mom because she's so frail and has arthritis really bad and can't get around very well. And my dad will do some honeydews, if you will, like run downstairs and get things out of the basement. He mows the lawn. So anyways, it's a situation that works out for both of them to live in the same house together, even though they are not married. I know, strange and probably TMI. Anyways, he's there, but he's not a caregiver. So I mean, he's not going to do her laundry. He's not going to help her in the bathroom. He's not going to help her shower. So she's a little bit, I guess, scared actually to be left alone after my brother leaves. And I'm not going to be able to get back there until next Friday when she actually has a doctor's appointment. I'm going to take her to that. So anyways, Mom's doing good. Fingers crossed she stays good. So anyways, okay, so let's do some, oh, I have my list. Sorry, I didn't have my list quite prepared. So one of the huge things that's going on in July with Stampin' Up is our free set of ink pads, a color family of ink pads when you join Stampin' Up in July. So it's a tremendous deal that you really can't pass up. And joining my team is amazing because you get me as your upline. Who wouldn't want to have me as your upline? I mean, come on. Anyways, I'm just kidding. But I do have a private Facebook page for my girls, and we do have a lot of fun on there. We share a lot of ideas. We have some challenges. We do some get to know you kind of fun things. There's prize patrols. Anyways, so to sign up with me would be an amazing thing for you to do, and you get a lot of stuff. So you get $125 of merchandise from the catalog, anything you want. And in fact, there's a sneak peek of a promotion coming up in August that as a demonstrator, if you want to add that to your starter kit in July, you can. So it's called the, I just forgot, Color Your Season, I believe it is. It's a stamp set. It's a set of amazing stitched dies that are super cool, and a second set of watercolor pencils goes along with that. So you can add that to your kit along with some other merchandise. You get up to $125. Then you pick your free color family of ink pads. That's 10 free brand new style ink pads that are valued at $67.50. Then you get business supplies, catalogs, order forms, all that kind of good stuff. You get a paper pumpkin kit. So you get a lot of stuff for, and get this, the total that you pay, $99 plus tax. That's it. And you get over $200 worth of stuff for 99 bucks. When you join Stampin' Up, yes, we have a minimum sales requirement. You must sell / buy $300 a quarter. Well, a lot of people can do that on their own. And then if it works out that you can't do it, nothing happens to you. You're simply dropped. There's no penalties. You don't have to give anything back. They just drop you. So, I mean, you get 20% off of everything you buy as a demonstrator. So, I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing deal. So please, 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 if you guys have any questions about that, either put them down below, email me at barb@barbstamps.com or whatever. I'd love to visit with you about doing that. Then, as I said, we have our Designer Series paper sale, which is a buy 3, get 1 free. There's 10 different papers that you can choose from to mix and match throughout the catalog, and I'm going to show those to you in a little bit. Also, we need to give away the cards for sharing my video the last time I did a Facebook Live, which was 2 weeks ago. And I do believe I saw her on here. It's Diane Villegas. I think I'm saying her name right. So congratulations, Diane. So Diane, quickly send me an email, barb@barbstamps.com, or Facebook message me with your address, and I'll get these cards out to you promptly. And just in case you guys weren't here last time for Facebook Live, which, where were you? We did with our new embossing powders. Isn't that cool? So I did a little bit of rainbow embossing with our in-color embossing powders. I did this really fun tropical chic card with some embossing powders. And then we didn't use any embossing powders on this. This is just our Broadway bound bundle. And speaking of that, if you place a $40 order with me in July, you get a 11 project tutorial using the Broadway birthday. I can't remember, Broadway bound sweet stuff. Anyway, you get that from me for free for placing a $40 order in my store in July. Then, oh, I almost smashed my glasses up there. If you order $50 from me, and of course you need to use my host code, $50 will get you a half a package of our metallic pearls. $100 order will get you the full package of metallic pearls. So you can check all that stuff on my blog, barb@barbstamps.com. What else? Ooh, in case you weren't aware, I am now offering online classes. What is an online class? Well, I'll tell you. It's a class where I have at least 8 cards that are exclusive cards that I am not sharing anywhere else. You will not see these cards online anywhere. They're exclusive to the class. There is a video tutorial for every one of them. There is a written tutorial for every one of them. And the cost is only 20 bucks. And there's a lot of time that goes into producing something like this, and I just really feel that the $20 is a screaming deal. And so far I've got one completed, which is the Abstract Impressions. You can check that out on my blog and also purchase it there. And then I also have one coming up next Friday called the Varied Vases Bundle, and I think you guys probably know what that is. This is the Varied Vases stamp set with that super cute little Varied Vases bundle, or builder punch. That's going to be my next one, and again, it'll be $20. And these 2 classes actually happen to have 9 cards in them rather than 8. So I've got a couple bonus cards in there for you. And then I also do like to put at the end of the tutorial, the written tutorial, just a bunch of other cards that I either have gotten in swaps or that I've made myself that are at the bottom of that tutorial. So you have even more ideas to spark your imagination, your creativity with these bundles. So Abstract Impressions and Varied Vases. Check them out on my blog, barb@barbstamps.com. That is all of the blah, blah, blah that I have. So let's go ahead and flip this. And I always hope it's a smooth transition. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Okay. Oh, I think it worked. Yay. Okay. So these, since I have my catalog open right here for you, these are the color families that you can choose from when you sign up to be a demonstrator on my team in July. We have the In Color collection, which is these 10 ink pads, last year's 5 and this year's 5 in colors. You can also choose the Neutrals collection, the Brights, the Subtles, or the Regal. So you have 5 choices to choose from, and each one of these sets of ink pads is worth $67.50. So that's a great free item that you can get when you sign up to be a demonstrator. So that's awesome. Okay, now we're going to look at our Designer Series papers. So one of them is the, now I already just forgot. Let's just call it wood. It's the wood paper. So the wood paper is one of the buy 3, get 1 free, and there's just all these really amazing wood designs. So that's why I'm going to call it the wood paper. And that's not really what it's called, but it doesn't really matter. It's wood paper and it's amazing. So that is one of them. And you can see I keep all of my little scraps because you just never know when you might need a little scrap of something, right? Okay. I also have 2 other papers that I'm using on projects today. So let me pull these out of my bucket. So we've got the, what is this stuff? Springtime Impressions, I think. Why can't I ever remember what the names of this stuff is? I don't know what it is. It's the Springtime Impressions. It goes with the Abstract Impressions bundle. So anyways, that is another one of the papers. And we're going to I'll show you something with that. And then we have the Tropical Escape, which is super colorful and fun. I just love this. And I should be saying hi to everyone. I have trouble watching my comments and speaking and doing this at the same time. So I see Roseanne and Brenda on there. Hello, ladies. Welcome. And here are the other patterns to that. So, those are 3 of them so far. They're all amazing and super fun. And then we have the, what is this one called? Nature's Poem. And this kind of goes with that rooted in nature, kind of, you know, whatever it is, outdoorsy kind of tree stuff, which is a lot of fun. And these papers are just so pretty, you guys. Ooh, and Roseanne said she just shared the video. Yes, people, please share it. That gets you in the drawing for the cards that I'm going to make. Plus, it really helps me, and I appreciate it so much. This one is the, oh, I think I have my papers covering the name, Tranquil Textures. And this one's the one that has kind of the octopus, oh, and what else is in there? The seashells and the netting and stuff. So this one's really fun, too. And I love the, just kind of your basic designs on the back, so they wouldn't necessarily have to be for under the sea items. And then we have the, what is this, Petal Promenade. If I'm fancy, I say promenade. If I'm not fancy, I say promenade. So this is this paper here. This is really, really gorgeous. Look at that. That's like actual, I think, photographs of gorgeous, gorgeous roses. So that is super fun. That's another one you can choose. So remember, these are buy 3, get 1 free, and you can mix and match these however you want. This is the Twinkle. And this is kind of, well, maybe like for baby cards, not necessarily, but I am going to make a baby card with it today, and it's going to be super cute. You're going to love it. Okay. And then we have the, this is Best Route. Yep, the Best Route, which I think would be super cute for like scrapbooking. Hello, Leanne. Yay, I'm glad. Thank you for watching. And I really think this is going to be great for like teenagers and guys. And then, like I said, for scrapbooking, because it just has some really fun, like for traveling. And I think it's just going to be great. And there's a lot of other products that go along with this in the catalog. So check that out too. Ooh, and then we have this cute Animal Expedition. Is that what it is? I finally got one right. What do you know about that? Animal Expedition. And there are just these really fun, cute little animals. And the matching stamp set and dies actually cut out some of these things. Like this rhinoceros and this kangaroo, I believe, along with the giraffe. The dies in that bundle will cut those out of the designer series paper. So that is fun. And then our last paper is the Under the Mistletoe. So if any of you are doing the Christmas in July kind of thing, you're going to want some of this. And I just love the colors in here and the patterns. Some of these are kind of like an old-time Christmas theme, but then some of them are like really modern and fun. And of course, plaids. I just love plaids. So I could like use this all day long. Me personally, I'm not quite ready for Christmas in July, but if you like to get started early, it's a great time to do that because you can buy 3, get 1 free. Okay, so we're done with that. And now I believe it's time to stamp. So let me put these papers somewhere out of the way and get my first bucket of stuff up here on the desk. And then we will start throwing out the goods, oops, piece of paper, that we're going to use to make this card. And like I mentioned at the beginning, all the cards that I'm making today are going to be using designer series paper. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. And yeah, okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make kind of a pocket card. And I'm going to use some of that Petal Promenade, because I'm feeling fancy, designer series paper. And I cut this to, oh, I already forgot, 4.5, or no, 4 1/4 by what? Oh, 11. That's pretty simple. That's the standard size card, the hot dog way. So 4 1/4 by 11. And then I would bring in my Stampin' trimmer, and I would then score this at 5.5. So I'd score it at 5.5, and then I would bring the arm out, I would scoot it over, and then I would score it also at 9.5. So then all I have to do is fold on the 5.5 inch score line, fold down on that 1.5 inch score line, and then I have a pocket card. Okay, so having a pocket card, I like to staple my pocket cards. Not everybody likes to do this. I'd like to do it because I just feel like it stays a little bit better. So I like to take a stapler and I just write on the very, very edge. Oh, that's maybe too close to the edge. Maybe if I could see, if I look under here, I'd be able to tell better. Well, I'm going to have to do it like this. We're going to have to just wing it. You know me and winging stuff because sometimes I screw stuff up. No, I didn't get new glasses. Are you kidding? Why would I get new glasses? These are still functioning just fine. Roseanne just asked me if I got new glasses. And no, I didn't because I'm incredibly lazy and haven't gotten around to it. Okay, so I do have my staples right there on the edge, and then I like to take a hammer and just kind of smash down those staples so that they're not annoying. And then on the back side, you can't really tell that they're there because they're nice and flat. And oops, that one didn't even get on there. Jeez Louise, you guys. It's always me. Flat. Okay, now it's good. All right. And then I'm going to hide the staples because I'm going to bring in some of our yummy ruffled ribbon. And this is the Fresh Fig. It's called the mini ruffled ribbon. And I'm just going to tie that right around the whole thing so that even hides the staples that are there. But yet my card isn't going to open up. And so that makes me happy. Okay. So we're going to bring that around. We're going to tie it in a knot. Well, I have measurements posted on my blog. You know, Kay, I really don't know. Honestly, it's just sometimes I get it done and sometimes I don't. So you might want to write it down. 4.5 by 11, scored at 5.5 and 9.5. Pretty simple. And if you didn't get the scoring exactly right, I don't think it would make it. Or I don't think it would matter. It would still fold up. And you might want to have your flap longer or shorter. I don't know. Depending on what you want to stick inside the pocket, you may want to change those dimensions a little bit. But all right. I do try to post this stuff on my blog, you guys, but you know, sometimes life just gets in the way and I just don't have the time to do it, especially now in the summertime, you know, kids out of school and all that crazy stuff. Okay. So this is some super fun ribbon. It comes in all of our last year's in colors and it's just really yummy. All right. What do we have next? We have, oh goodness, I have a lot of junk in here. We've got a couple of squares. So I used our layering squares framelits, and this is what I would call number 7. If you guys have watched me before, I did number all of my dies, starting with number 1 being the smallest one, and going out to, I believe 9 is the largest one on the straight edge squares. So this is number 7. Number 7. And then the scallop piece is, I think, number 8. Where's number 8? 8. Yep, that's number 8. So I did the same thing with the scallops. With the smallest scallop, I marked it with number 1, and then I go out from there. Why do I do that? I don't know. I just do. Okay, so then these two things are going to be layered together, but not before we do a little stamping. And we are going to use a stamp set called Healing Hugs. And this is actually a new style of stamp for Stampin' Up. It's called our Distinctive line, and distinctive is spelled like this, distinctive. This happens to be a magazine that we as demonstrators receive every quarter, I think it is, or every other month now, I can't even remember. But it's talking about our new distinctive stamps, and they're actually patent pending. The first time we had one of these come out was during Celebration, and we had, I think it was called Heartfelt Blooms or something like that. And it actually, the images are so incredibly real looking, and they're so like 3D, it's just really cool. And so it's a special manufacturing process that they are patent pending, and so we're going to be using that today. All right, so I've got the large rose image here. I've got a scrap of paper, and I'm going to ink this up in a Blushing Bride because that is one of the coordinating colors that goes in this particular set of Designer Series papers. Make sure that's all inky. It looks inky. And then I'm going to bring in my Fresh Fig. And I'm just going to gently ink that up, and I'm going to actually take off a little bit of it so it's not super, super dark. And then I'm just going to kind of add a little bit onto this. And I apologize if you guys hear a bunch of ruckus. I got kids upstairs and they have a friend here, so they're being loud and obnoxious. And now I'm going to huff on it, which just means re-moisten it with my breath. I'm going to put it on a dark color just because I can't see that well, and that way I can actually see where the edges of the white are going. Like I said, this is just a scrap. And then look at that amazingness. Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh. And every time you do it, obviously it's going to be a little bit different because you're not going to get the exact same placement with your sponge dauber. You may have a different, you may have super dark ink as opposed to really light ink. I mean, who knows? And so then all we're going to do is we're going to fussy cut this. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can fussy cut fast. We'll see. And when I do fussy cut, and I have mentioned this before, I mostly move my left hand. So I'm holding my scissors in my right hand, and I'm guiding the paper with my left hand. So I'm just wiggling the paper, and I'm just opening and closing my blades with my right hand. I'm not really doing any sort of rotating of the paper or anything with my right hand. I'm just simply opening and closing my blades, and then my left hand is doing all the work. So we'll just keep going around here. Hopefully you don't get too bored watching this. Maybe you'll be happy that you're not the one fussy cutting. I normally don't mind it unless I have to do like a ton of something. Like if I'm doing fussy cutting for a swap, sometimes it can get a little boring. But typically I don't really mind fussy cutting at all. So we're just going to keep on fussy cutting here. Oh, and I'm seeing some hearts come up. Thanks, you guys. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Okay. A little more, and we're just about there. Ta-da! And it's done. And I think it's just so pretty. And look how it looks with my paper. Yeah, so happy. Okay, this is some trash now. Here's my garbage can. So I'm done. Well, I'm not really totally done, but I'm going to close it up because if I don't, then I'm going to stick my hand in it or something, and then that's going to make a mess, and then I'm going to be mad. And then here is one that I did earlier today. So they are a little bit different. You can see that there's a little difference in the darkness of the Fresh Fig ink. So actually, I think I'm going to use the one I did earlier because I like that one better. This is my card. I can do what I want, right? All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to stamp some leaves. I need my Mossy Meadow ink. This is also ink, color that's in this designer series paper. And I've got the little stamp here. This is also one of those kind of 3D images. And look, when I ink that up, it almost looks like I don't have any ink on this leaf, but I do, because just the way, like I said, the manufacturing process, watch this. There totally was ink on there. Look at that. So you really, really get so much dimension from this type of stamp. It's just incredible. And I don't believe you can do this with a photopolymer stamp. It must be done with rubber. And so, yeah, I just think that's cool. So then I would cut that out also. I'm not going to do it just because I already have it done. But here's a little trick for you. I didn't actually fussy cut that whole thing because why? It's going to be underneath my rose, so I don't need to fussy cut that all the way. And that actually is kind of handy. I can use that for my glue. So I'll just put a little bit glue on there and then I'll have that done. All right, so I'll keep that because I have another rose in here so I can do that. Oh, here's another one that I did earlier. This one I inked up. Oh my gosh, look at that. Do you guys see that? That is ink on my hand. I am not surprised at myself. Good Lord. Whew, good thing I noticed that, or that would have ended up on my card. Do I have any more ink on my hands? Okay, I think I'm good. Anyways, so this is one that I did earlier too. I didn't really like it for this particular project, but I do like the way it looks. So this one I actually inked up in Blushing Bride, and then I used some Grapefruit Grove with a sponge dauber around that one. So I thought that one was super pretty too. But like I said, it just didn't pop enough for me, I guess. Like this one pops a little bit more. So anyway, I'm showing that to you because I like it. All right, I'm going to open this so I don't stick my hand in that. Good Lord, how did that even happen? Okay, now I've got this here. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here. And that one also comes out of the stamp set. I'm using the phrase, wishing you a quick and complete recovery. Unfortunately, people need get well cards. In fact, since my mom, I have been sending her like a couple cards a week. I'm trying to, just to kind of lift her spirits because she likes to get mail, and there you go. Okay, So we're going to stamp this down here on the bottom of our white, our number 7 white. And then we're going to layer that onto, oops, it's a little glue booger on the end of that thing. We're going to layer that on here. And we will just, and this is just barely going to show that fresh fig, but it's enough, I think, that it makes the white layer pop. And so I think it'll be perfect. Okay. Now, this piece here, and then I have another piece of white, so let me measure this for you guys, because I can't remember. This one is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then this is 3 1/2 by 5. Hello, Sue, how are you? And I'm going to layer these two pieces together. And then this is going to be my little pull-out where I could write a nice note to somebody when I go ahead and use it, which actually I'm not going to be using it. You guys are, because someone's going to win it next week. Okay. There we go. And then you can see that I did take the Blushing Bride and I just kind of stamped a little partial rose up there at the top. And this is going to slide down in here like that. And then this is going to go right here. We're going to add that leaf to the back. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on my handle, as I called it. And then I'll just add that to the back behind my rose. Like that. And then I'm going to throw a few dimensionals on the back here. Oh, you know what? I probably don't need that one there. Let me see. Oh, barely. Okay, yeah, that'll work. And then on my rose, put a couple on that. Press your fingernail into that. I have a tiny bit of a thumbnail at the moment, so that probably isn't going to last for too long, but right now I have a tiny one. Okay, and so then I'm just going to add this to the top of this, trying not to cover up my sentiment. That'll work. And then I'm just going to glue this. I'm actually going to put dimensionals on this rather than on my my little piece here, because I want to make sure that I don't go over, you know, and have it stick on that or something. So I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals on the top side of the ribbon and the bottom of the ribbon. So I'm basically just straddling the ribbon with my dimensionals, and I've talked about this last week, how I don't like to put dimensionals on top of a ribbon because it just gives like a little bit too much bulk. There's just something about it. So I do always try to straddle my ribbons if it's at all possible with my dimensionals. Okay. So there it is. Isn't that so pretty, this paper? Oh my gosh, you guys, this paper is just so pretty. Then we have our little pull-out. So yes, we must stop hoarding our designer series paper, everyone. We must use it. It is gorgeous and people need to see it. And who isn't going to love receiving this gorgeous card, honestly? So yes, get your papers out, use them up, and of course, order some more. All right, there's card number 1. So let me clean up this mess here. Put all my pieces and parts back into my bucket. Oh, and I better clean these off, because every time I throw these back in my bucket when they're not clean, they end up getting all over the place. And you'll see that I am using my Stampin' Chamois, and isn't this a beautiful piece of work? Yes, the Stampin' Chamois. So this thing is only $8, and it's actually super thick. And it's very pliable, and it's heavily stained, but I just rinsed it out before I went live, so it's completely clean. It just looks awful, but I kind of like it. Anyways, the Stampin' Chamois is amazing. If you guys don't have one, you need one. Honestly, it's a little bit more handy than our Stampin' Scrub, and I do find myself using it way more often than my Stampin' Scrub. So if you don't have a Stampin' Chamois, get yourself one. Okay, I don't need my stapler. I cleaned off all the stamps so we can put those in, and now we're going to move on. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a baby card that I was talking about a little earlier with the Twinkle Designer Series paper. And we're going to use the adorable little elephant stamp set because, oh my gosh, these elephants are adorable. And then I've also got a stamp set from our previous catalog called Special Celebrations. It's a 2 box kit, and it's just really awesome for celebrations. What am I trying to say? Like weddings, babies, that kind of stuff. So we're going to actually use, which one is it? The Welcome Baby. And I thought I owned this one here. The world is full of miracles and none so precious as the one on the way to you. So we're going to make a baby card. And we're also going to use our Stitched Labels framelits. Got a few stamps already mounted here. All right, and we've got Petal Pink, Night of Navy, and Soft Seafoam. These are all colors from the Designer Series paper. So that is how I decided what colors I was going to use on my project. And let's get some paper out here. So we have a piece of Whisper White. And my friend Kelly, I saw a card that she did with this fancy fold, and so I really wanted to try it because it looks amazing. And of course it uses some more Designer Series paper, and we just got to use it up. Okay, so here's the one I already did, but I will go ahead and score this one for you guys so that you can kind of follow along. And get some more of these dimensional backings out of my face. Okay, we're going to bring our trimmer back in. And I remember correctly, this is a 4.5 or 4 1/4 by 11. So the chamois black, yeah, they probably should have, right, Kay? So 4 1/4 by 11, hot dog way, and we are going to slide this into the trimmer, and we're going to start scoring it. And we're going to score it at 1.5. Whoops. 3. Oops, going to pull that arm out. And I think it's 5.5 and 9. Oh my heavens, is that right? I'm going to have to cheat. Yep, looks like 5.5. And then we'll slide it over to 9 and make sure that's right. I did this earlier today, so who knows what I'm doing now. Yep, 9. Okay. So we've got 1.5, 3, 5.5, 9. And that is on your 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. So then you're just going to do your folding. So I have, let's see. We have the largest panel to our right. So here, whoops, here's the largest panel. No, I screwed that up. Did I screw that up? Yes! I totally did. Ugh. Well, we're going to have to get it out and we're going to start over. So everyone scratch that from your memories. Scratch it from your eyeballs. You never saw that happen. I never did that. And yeah, we're going to start over. So I'm going to cut a new piece of paper. Good thing I had a cheater thing out here so that I could make sure I do it right. So here we are, guys. We've got our 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to do some scoring on it now. And you've never seen this before, so it's going to be totally amazing. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to go 1.5. So that was correct. I did do that one right. 3, that was also correct. And then we're going to go 5.5. And look at that. It's 8, not 9. Okay. There. The first time you've ever seen that, and it's amazing, isn't it? So you have your largest panel over here to the right. You're going to bring the whole thing up and fold on that score line. Where's my bone folder? And then crease it. And you're going to fold the next score line back. Okay. And then we're going to go forwards again. And then the last one's going to go back. So we have kind of like a set of stairs or something like that. So this is what it's going to look like. And here's our set of stairs. Okay. Wow. I am amazing, am I not? All right, I'm going to throw this in my scrap bin because I'll use that later. Okay. So I also have a piece of gray granite, which measures 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper. This one measures 4 by 5 1/4. And these two are going to get layered together. So let me go ahead and get a little glue on there. Okay, you're so nice. But if you've ever watched my Facebook Lives before, I make mistakes every single time I go live. Every single time. Which I actually do make lots of mistakes down here, but they're not always on live TV. But it is what it is. Okay. So now we can set that aside. We've got this piece here, and now we're going to decorate it with some Designer Series paper pieces. And I have those already cut, and they are right here. So the first pattern is 1 1/4 by 4. It's going to go right there. This next one is 2 1/4 by 4, and it's going to go right there. And then this one is 2 3/4 by 4, and it's going to go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get those done. And I will try super hard, you guys, to put this on my blog so that you'll have the dimensions somewhere else where you can actually, like, you know, go back and find them easily. So I will try super hard to do that next week, probably. Okay. And we'll add a little bit of that one here. And these are all patterns from the Twinkle. I think it's just called Twinkle. Maybe I'll have to get it out and look at it again. Twinkle something. Designer Series paper. Oh, I should have showed you the back sides. Yeah, well, maybe I can get the package out when I'm done here. Here's the back side of this one. Well, I guess you probably saw the back sides as I was adding glue to it. So yeah, those are the back sides. And this is going to go here like this. You know, Roseanne, it's Facebook. Who knows why Facebook does what it does? Okay. So then this is going to fold up like that. And this is a little spot that I am going to put my one of my sentiments. I'm going to put the long one because it will fit just perfectly in there. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap and ink that up. And then we're going to try to get it in the middle. All right, is this going to be another learning process? Make sure it's not going to be upside down, for heaven's sakes. Here we go. Is it going to be straight and is it going to be in the middle? Who knows? Twinkle, twinkle. I knew there was a twinkle in there somewhere, Kelly. Thank you. Okay, I think it actually is in the middle. All right, I'm going to wipe that stamp off because it's got Night of Navy ink on it. And, well, as my Facebook Lives go, Barb makes messes. I think I sounded like Dwight Schrute right there. Barb makes messes. Okay. So then I'm going to add this to the front of the card. So I'm just going to put glue on this back panel here. Just a skinny little bead there. And then that is going to go like so. Okay, try to make it centered so that it doesn't look awkward. Okay, so we have that. So now this is what we have. So it's closed up and you open it up and it's fabulous. Okay, so now we need like a little focal point on there. And so, like I said, we're going to use our little elephant stamp set. And I have a oval. I'm using the Layering Ovals framelits. And I think this is oval number 4. No. It must be 5. And again, these are all numbered from the inside out. So oval number 5, if you guys are wondering, you want to copy this at home. That's just Whisper White. And then we have this kind of interesting set of labels framelits in the catalog. These are new and they're stitched labels framelits. And there are 10, I believe, in the set. And I'm going to pull out my little cheat sheet here because I like to do this to show my in-person customers when they come. Sometimes it's really difficult to tell what something actually does when you're looking at it in the catalog. And this way they can actually see what every one of these dies in this set does. So we have some super cool labels in here and they all have some stitching elements in them. And this awesome circle. Oh, let me just show you what I did with that awesome circle. I made this adorable little pizza box and it was on my blog a couple days ago. And I used the little party hat from the Broadway birthday stamp set. But look at that. Here's that circle image right there. And I just threaded some ribbon through it. And I made these little adorable cards. And they had money in them, but I took the money out because I was broke. But when I actually do send this to somebody, I'll put the money back in. So that's one of the things I use that for. So that little circle die in there. Honestly, that circle die is amazing all by itself. Okay. So there's the circle die. And you can see it actually die cuts all those little pieces out, all those little bits, and then you can thread ribbon and it just has some stitching. A cute little stitched heart, another circle, this amazing label piece here. We've got some edge dies that put some cool stitching, and then we have this piece here that does do some embossing and some poking. Sometimes when I'm doing these lives, I just cannot find my words. Anyway, I'm using this one here. So I did go ahead and die cut that piece out of some gray granite. And I have it right here. And so I was thinking to myself, well, you know, I could layer these together like this, right? No. it just looks awkward, I thought. Because I wanted to put it on the front of my card, and it's just like, it's almost like the thing is just too big. It's just too big, and it just takes away from all the papers and everything. So here's a little trick of what I did. I took some scissors. I cut it straight down the middle here, like so. Let's just hope I don't screw this up because I don't have to run and cut a new one. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to cut off these two little edge kind of things. So I'm going to end up with something like this. So again, this little piece here, that piece there. Cut off this little guy here, that piece there. Same thing over here. Cut that off and cut that off. Okay? And then I can kind of glue these together. Whoops, that one's upside down. There's always an upside down and a right side up when you've got die cuts. So now check it out. Now it's a little bit shorter and it doesn't take away from all the paper. It just seems like it's just the perfect size now. So that's my little trick for that die. You can cut it in half and make it a little bit smaller, and then a number 5 oval perfectly fits on there. Okay. So now I got a stamp on my perfect oval, and I have my little welcome baby stamp that also came out of the special occasions. Make sure it's inked up the right way. And I'm going to go ahead and try to stamp this down here near the bottom. Oh, that's all right. That didn't work. That didn't turn out too bad. So yay me. All right, I'm going to clean that off really quickly because I don't need that getting anything messy. Then I have a little scrap piece here, and I've got the little baby elephant. He's so cute. And so I'm going to stamp him. Now, where's my punch? Okay, so here's my punch. So I need to stamp him kind of at the bottom of something here. Oh, that's not a scrap. That's something I had for my cheater card earlier. Okay, I do need a scrap. Why do I not have a scrap, Barb? Who knows? Okay, so here's my little baby elephant. I'm stamping him. Ugh, that was a terrible stamping job. Stamping him in. You know what? That's not working either. Hold on. I'm going to clean that off and try again. We're going to stamp down here. There we go. There's a good elephant. And then I'm just going to slide him into my punch and punch him out because he's so cute. So like that. Okay. So there's my little adorable baby elephant. He's so cute. He's going to go right there. And then I also have, bring in my little scratch paper here. The stamp set also comes with these adorable little hearts. And so we're going to do some hearts in green. And since I don't know, you know, the gender of the baby that the card is for, you know, we're going to use these kind of neutral baby colors. And we're just going to kind of randomly stamp some hearts. Probably like that's good. Okay. Close these up. The only thing, oh wait, I do need an ear. I need a little elephant ear. I mean, he has an ear, but I want to like have a popped up ear. So I am going to stamp another elephant. And then the little baby's ear here and the mama's ear is there. So we are just going to pop out a little baby ear just because I want to pop it up on a dimensional. A little bit of interest to him because he's adorable, but he's going to be even more adorable when I get a dimensional on the back there. And our little tiny dimensionals, ooh, that could have been bad, are the perfect size for this. Okay. And you can see my screw up is back there on the back. But you know what? Who's going to see it? No one. All right, so I'm going to add my little dimensional here. Pick off the backing paper. Come off there. Come off there right now. Now, there we go. And then I've got my little ear here. If I can get it in my hand. You know what I'm going to do? I've got these cross-lock tweezers up here, and I'm going to use them because I am struggling hardcore to see. One of these days I'm going to get new glasses. You'd think I would get on it just because why would you want to not be able to see every day, all day? I don't know. I seem to function just fine not being able to see. Okay, then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to him, and then we're going to stick him right there on the oval in the center. I'm getting that out of the way because that's like ugly and it's distracting from the amazing work that I'm doing here. Sometimes I crack myself up. Okay, So, and then these two pieces, again, I need to glue them together. So I'm just going to scribble a little bit of glue right there. And then I'm going to bring them up together. So these little pieces here just about meet. And then it doesn't look like I actually did anything to it. At least I don't think it does. And I need a couple of dimensionals. All right. That came off pretty easy. And then we're just going to add our little welcome baby here. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky because I want to line it up nice and perfect. So I think what I was actually looking at earlier when I was messing around with this was, and I'll show you here in a second how I'm lining this up. I'm kind of looking at these little design here, that little detail, like a little flower thing, and I'm kind of trying to use those as my guide. Okay. Then I'll bring my card back in here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just right down the middle of this because I don't want to get too carried away and have it go over this piece here. And I'm just going to add that to the center of that piece. Whoops, over just a hair maybe. Wiggle it so it's in the middle. Oops, liquid glue. It's great because it does wiggle, but then sometimes you don't want it to wiggle anymore and it keeps wiggling. Stop wiggling. And there it is. Cute, isn't it? I know, right? It's adorable. So anyways, that's another card that someone's going to win. Whoever shares the video, I'm going to draw all the names next week. So there's another one for you. Put that away. All right, let me clean up my mess and then we will prepare for our next project. And I'm just going to say this because I do post this on YouTube. So if you happen to be watching my replay on YouTube, which of course you're not right now because you guys are live if you're on Facebook, give it a thumbs up because that always helps me out too. And then if you're on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel right down there. Okay, that's enough of that. All right. Next up is, this is a new bundle in the catalog and it's called the Treat Time Bundle and it's super cute. And it makes an amazingly cute sour cream container. So some of you guys may remember, and I believe it was Wendy's restaurants, and maybe they still do. They, did the feed stoppers, my tablet messing up? I'm thinking your tablet might have messed up, Roseanne. I don't know, because I still see myself, so I think it must be your tablet. Okay. Anyways, Wendy's, when you used to order sour cream on the side at Wendy's, it would come in these cute little twist container kind of things. And so they've been called sour cream containers. So this little set here, the dies make the container, and then the stamp set does like tags and labels for the adorable little bag. So let's first talk about the dies. Okay, so these dies, and they look a little strange, like dies we've never seen before, right? Well, they are. I'm going to pull out a dark piece of cardstock here just so I can kind of show you what I'm doing with these dies. And so this is what you get. There are, I think, seven dies. So you get the main piece right here. And then you get 3 options of toppers for your little treat bag. And then you get a couple of little scallop dies for the bottom, and then one for the tag. And that fits all the images in the Treat Time stamp set. So this is the main thing, and you might notice these fun little things here that kind of look like puzzle pieces. Well, that is how you can put together this die so you can run it through and get whatever topper you want. So you would just lock that into place, and I find on this side, if I bring that up over and then I lock that one, and then you go ahead and run it through your Big Shot with your piece of paper, and then you get your amazing piece. So that's what I've done here. So what I did was, and actually maybe I'll just do it so you can see what I'm doing. So I need a piece of paper. So hold on. Hold that thought, everyone. I'm going to grab me a piece of Designer Series paper out of just some random package here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a 6x6, and a 6x6 is perfect for this little treat. And so what I've done, and this only really works on the one that makes a heart topper, but I'm kind of anal about stuff sometimes. So I've got my piece of paper. I'm going to slide it into the 1-inch mark in my track, and I'm going to score it. Okay. So I score it, and then I'm going to fold this back on itself. Okay. Which is what I did with this piece here. So I had my whole 6x6, I scored it, I folded it, then I ran it through the Big Shot, and then when it came out of the Big Shot, I had these two pieces. I had this piece that was folded over, and then the main piece. So I'm going to actually glue these two together, but I'm going to snip off that little bit of excess. Because when I'm looking at the back side of my pouch, when it's all put together, I don't want to see this pattern. I want to see this pattern because that's what's on the front of my little pouch. So there is just a little trick on how you can get that done, and it works brilliantly. Okay. So anyway, so like we were saying, then you can switch these out, and you could then put this little guy into your main card thing, and then you'll put that on your piece of paper, you'll run it through, and if you do it with this piece here, this is the kind of treat container you will make, okay? So this is what the treat containers actually look like. These are little sour cream containers. And this, you can see, is a nice scallop top. This one I did leave on the back because I felt like the patterns kind of went together, and I was working with the black and white, and I put the pink and the green together, so I thought that was kind of fun. Also, you can also put in this straight one, okay? And when you do the straight one, that's what you get. Both of the edges are just straight. They're just nice flat edges. Super cute, like so. And did I mention, look at that, those little scallop pieces here. Look at that, how cute that is. They are just adorable. I'm not even kidding you right now. So this is the third one. So we have the scallop, we have the straight edge, and then we have our little heart. Now, when you do run these through the Big Shot, you'll notice that there are these little protrusions here that go into the card. These actually make tiny little score marks, little like tick marks, so that when you actually go to put your container together, you're just going to kind of pinch those together so you know where you're going to be rolling things. And you can kind of feel it if you can't see it. I can see it with my eyeballs, but you guys might not be able to see it because of the camera. So I am just barely folding on those little tiny tick marks, so that the thing will go ahead and fold up for me. Then the next thing I like to do is I like to kind of curl the pouch like you would curl some ribbon, because that way it's getting itself ready to be rolled into a tube. So we're just preparing the package, okay? I'm going to move these things out of the way because we just talked about all of those amazing dies. Get that one. Ugh, put these behind me. So we've got it. We're prepping it now. So I'm going to use my tear and tape adhesive. And so where you're going to apply these is you're going to apply it. There's a tick mark on either side of this. And so I'm just going to put tear tape right here underneath my little heart piece. And you can just tear that right off, just like so. And then down here at the bottom where I had those other little tick marks where I folded those, that's where your other piece of adhesive is going to go. Okay, so we'll just lay that there, and we'll come over to the edge almost. And if you go a little farther, it isn't going to make any difference. It's still going to fold up nicely. And then you're going to go along this edge here. So tear tape is really convenient for stuff like this. And then you also have the ability to have your adhesive here, but you don't have to peel off the backings if you don't want to quite yet. So, I mean, these could be prepped for somebody. If you were making a whole bunch, you could prep them and then somebody else could put them together. So it'd be kind of fun. So anyways, you're going to first peel this piece off right here. Okay. And then we've already got it kind of rolled with our bone folder and our curling ribbon kind of technique. And we're just going to fold these over. And your tear and tape adhesive is about 1/4 of an inch wide. So then you know that you're going to like overlap these about 1/4 of an inch. Okay. And then you're just going to press that to seal it. All right, so then we have this little piece of adhesive in here, and if you don't have any fingernails, hello, my name is Barb and I have no fingernails, then you can just use a piercing tool to kind of dig in between those two things, between the adhesive and the removable backing piece, and then you just pull that out of there. And then you're just going to fold that just where the adhesive was, where those little tick marks are, that's where you're going to fold it, okay? Then you can go ahead and add some treats. I just happen to have a few little Hershey's and Nuggets here, and it looks like about 3 might fit in there. Maybe not quite even 3. No, that should work. Okay. So then my last piece of adhesive is right here. Oops, I need to press that down a little bit more. So I've got that little piece there. I have no nails and I'm blind. Great combination. Okay. And then this, you're just going to fold like that. And see how awesome that is because I put that same pattern back there? I know, right? Because the other paper was just kind of loud. Not that I don't like it, but I didn't like it on this particular project. Okay, so now we have our adorable little heart container. But now we need to decorate it. So I've got one of the stamps out of the stamp set. I'm using the, it says, "It's a real treat being friends with you." And I'm going to use some Granny Apple Green. Lemon Lime Twist used to be my favorite color. Now I think it's Granny Apple Green. Don't tell. Anyway. And then I've got a shaded spruce marker and a blushing bride marker, which are also colors in this designer series paper that I chose. And remember, designer series paper is buy 3 get 1 free in July, and this particular paper is part of that promotion. And my name is Vanna White right now. Okay, anyway, let's just not do that. All right, so now we're going to make our little tag. And I have gone ahead and cut myself some blanks. You could do it either way. You could, you know, stamp it and then cut it out, or do a blank and then stamp it, whatever. I mean, whatever's easier for you. And then I did also cut myself a couple more of these little tiny scallopy guys, and I'm going to add those to the bottom because it's just going to be adorable. I love this little scallop thing. And so they have a nice straight edge. It's the right size. Let me do that. Okay. And so, oh my gosh, this thing is so cute. You know, sometimes when you're making something and you're just like, oh my gosh, what I'm making is freaking adorable. That's how I feel right now. Okay. So I have my adorable little scallop edges. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of masking. And you guys may know what this is. Some of you may not know what this is. I'm going to show you if you don't know, and it's a refresher if you do know. This little stamp here has this little tiny flower at the top of it. Well, I don't want it to be Granny Apple Green, okay? I want it to be shaded spruce and a blushing bride. So I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape, and I'm covering that up, okay? So now I'm going to ink that up in Granny Apple Green. This is the most important part of doing this technique. Remove this. Throw it in the trash immediately, if not sooner, because if you don't, the ink that's on that tape is going to get somewhere. So go ahead, toss it in the trash. And then we're going to bring in our shaded spruce marker, and I'm going to just kind of color these little leaves here on the end. Okay. Probably need reading glasses for this part, but we're going to go ahead and just wing it. And then my blushing bride. And we're going to get that little flower. It is so cute. I'm going to huff on it. And then I'm going to try to get this stamped. Oh, you know what? My same trick that I was talking about before. My little thing is white, so in order for me to see all the white boundaries, I must have something dark behind it. We're going to try this. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, is that not the most adorable thing you've ever seen, or what? Well, maybe not the most adorable thing, but it's pretty dang cute. Okay, so now you could go ahead and do that, or if you wanted to, you could cut another one of these little tags and, what am I trying to say? Like maybe cut it in half and make a little bit of a border there. And maybe I should have done that. Do I have one of those things laying around anywhere? What color would I use? Would I back it with shaded spruce? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe just because, or is that going to be too much? Well, you know what? We're going to run to the Big Shot. I'm going to die cut this piece really quickly, and then we're going to see what happens. Okay, I'm going to change my plate here. Sorry, guys. Trying to hurry, and then I was throwing stuff on the floor. Okay, so I've die cut this. So I'm going to cut this in half. And let's just see if we did that. Or if I should do it on the side. Decisions. I think I'm going to go on the side. Okay. So we're going to get some glue out of here. Just a little bit on these edges. And we're going to stick that side on. I'm just going to have a little bit of that shaded spruce sticking off the side. And then this side, kind of out of breath from running over to my Big Shot. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? It's literally like 5 feet or 10 feet behind me. Okay. Yeah, I do think that's going to pop that just a hair. And I don't want to mess around with this. So I don't want to actually like put ribbon or something on there. I'm just going to put a dimensional on this, and then I'm just going to stick it on there and call it good. Okay. And these little things, I think you could probably put some jewelry in here also. Okay, there it is. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, so here are the 3 different styles of this little pouch. This is a bundle. Bundles always mean if you purchase the items together, you get a 10% discount. So that's another thing. You always want to save some money if you can. And that is it for my projects today, you guys. So if you need to order anything for your stamping, I would appreciate your orders at shoppingwithbarb.com with, of course, my monthly host code, because you get free stuff when you use my host code. This month, you get a $40 order. Get you a free tutorial with the Broadway bound bundle. $50 order gets you a half package of metallic pearls. $100 order gets you a full package of pearls. And all orders over 40 get the tutorial also. So that's amazing. And don't forget that if you sign up to be a demonstrator in July, you get that free family of ink pads. It's a $67.50 value, meaning your kit value is over $200. You only pay $99 plus tax. You can sign up on my website at barbstamps.com. And so happy 4th of July, everyone. I am so excited that everyone's been here today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.